Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Aussie Rules Show. We're back for round 14, and we're brought to you all by GameDay Squad. We are here today to chop up the round that just was, preview the round that's about to be. So sit back, relax, as Cal, my trusty co-host, and I break down all things Aussie Rules Fantasy for the round just ahead. Cal, how you going, mate? I know you're up and about. There's some disappointing news that you're going to drop to me in a second. Anyway, let's get it off the chest. You going well?
Yeah.
I know you're going well, actually.
Yeah, I'm going well. We knew heading into today, we're recording late on Monday, obviously because of the Collingwood Demons game this afternoon, which, by the way, as a Queenslander, it's weird because we didn't have a public holiday, so there was footy on at the end of the day. It was good. It was nice to have that on while working, but it was also weird to have it on while working on a Monday. But hey, I liked it. I knew heading into the day that I was going to knock you off, and I did just that. Disappointing to see Dacos go off injured or get injured and hurt his score. But hey, I can't be too mad. We'll get into exactly how I went. But yeah, pretty good, mate. Pretty good.
Alrighty, we'll see as you just had your spiel. Why don't I have my spiel? Let's talk about the Mighty Zeus Cannons. Rank 24 for the week. So not horrible. Score of 2,853. Shout out, first of all, Sam Flanders. 195 of the best as a silver for me. Well, that's his base card, but I had his silver playing. Next best on, Errol Goulden, 178. And, of course, I'm repping his All-Stars, so great performance. And Alex Sexton, 154 fantasy points, mate. That Suns duo down back is disgustingly good at footy, and especially fantasy footy. And now, normally, Cal, for this next part, we pick 3 of our worst players. But I've done something a bit special. I have a bone to pick with more, if that's okay with you.
Go for it. Go for it.
Excellent. Toby Green, 65. Tom Green, 94. Sam Walsh, 92. Tim English, 91. Liam Duggan, 80. What is going on? I picked a bunch of spuds for this round, and it has cost me an elite performance. So I'm disappointed because I know what could have been. But again, it's all my fault. I'm the coach of my squad, and I just didn't pick the right one for the round. So that's the Zeus Cannons, Cal. Chop it up into the peanut butters. You did a bit better than me this round, that's for sure.
Yeah, not by much, though. So I finished 16th, which... I can't even remember. Is that one of my highest? Maybe my highest for the season. So I haven't been up here a lot. Yeah, nice. There you go. You're keeping tabs on me more than I'm keeping tabs on myself. But no, it is nice to be up here. 2,912 pushed me up to 39th for the season. Easily my best score across all the competitions, just quickly around the grounds. 246th in the starter competition, so I was nowhere near that. And then 71st and 63rd in the Challenger and Champion. But Top 3, very similar to you. The only one I had different was I actually had Gawn in there, so I didn't have Sexton down, but Gawn was terrific today. Maybe the only player for the Demons that's still performing. It is sad. It is bizarre to see because they had so many good fantasy players heading into the season. Now it's really just Gawn, hey, and then maybe if you want to stream Viney for something a little bit different. But my bottom 3, I got hurt by Dacos today. Hurt because I did have his gold. He went 71 as base, so even in a poor game, he still wasn't the worst. I had Walsh as well. He hurt in the middle, but I tried to go Harry Mackay. I thought he'd have a big one up against his brother, Ben. Didn't work out. That burnt me with 60, and I could have gone a little bit higher if he hadn't done that. But hey, I'm not complaining. Top 20, beating you. How good?
Yeah, you had a great round, man. Well done. And, of course, I didn't even mention Nick Dacos as well, unfortunately. I think most people would have repped Nakos in this one. He had a pretty good matchup, but I'm in some unfamiliar territory here, Cal. Will be my 3rd time for the season covering the dud of the round.
Yeah, you don't get it often,
guess I'll take it away,
which I don't like, but yeah, go.
I think this is expected. Toby Green. What looked like a fantastic matchup for Toby. I spoke about how the numbers and I know you like to do your matchup matrix. I don't want to steal your thunder here, but the matchup matrix would have indicated that it probably was around to start Toby Green, with Hawthorn being weaker to midfielders / mid forwards. But it ended up in a nightmare for all coaches who decided to start him. He finished with 64 fantasy points, 9 kicks, 5 handballs, 3 marks, 2 tackles, and just a goal. So it just was not it for coaches. I'm so disappointed. As I mentioned, I thought Green was going to be in for a fantastic game, and I definitely thought he'd be more involved in regarding like his disposals and his kick count, but I'll tell you what, he's had some high number over the past couple. He's had a higher number of disposals over the past couple of weeks, but mate, I made a grave mistake this week, and I don't want a bar of either green at GWS at the moment. They both stink.
Yeah, Tom Green, though, I think he had 18 touches to halftime and then only finished with 26, maybe even a little bit less. But, yeah, that Hawthorn matchup, it's an interesting one because they're still conceding points to midfielders, but they just don't seem to be giving it up to the big-name midfielders. But I don't know if we're going to drop. We're going to be doing some different stuff here on the GameDay Squad Aussie Rules show. I don't know when you want to announce that, Tom, if you want to throw it at the end. We should have pre-planned this. We've got some changes cooking. When do you want to do it? Should I build up the excitement for a bit later on?
No, I reckon drop it now, man. I'm pretty pumped about it. We want to switch things up here at the Aussie Rules show. You know, we love to give you the best fantasy content, but Cal, we went step back and we thought, what's the best way that we can deliver this content but timely? So, do you want to tell everyone how we're going to approach this moving forward?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. So what we're going to be doing going forward is we're going to be doing a Sunday live show. And we're obviously it's going to be up on YouTube. And we're still playing around with the finer details, but it's going to be a bit of a longer format. And we're actually able to go game by game, which is why I wanted to talk, why I wanted to bring it up for that one, because I watched that early Saturday afternoon game. And there's probably a few players I'd love to sit down and talk about. So going forward, I'm going to be able to tell you about that Lachie Whitfield role. And I'm going to be able to talk to you about how I'm starting to love Jai Newcomb again as an asset. So look forward to that format. We're going to be putting some comms out somewhere. Yeah. Discord, socials, we're going to see it. So yeah, if you are loving what we're doing, we hopefully love what you do change up. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that. And then going forward as well, we're going to have our Thursday live show is going to continue on. And that's going to be focused more on a preview. Man. So the matchup matrix, for example, you're going to be seeing that on the Thursday, but we'll touch on that a little bit. I'll keep things moving. I want to give you my stud. And like you, it's weird doing it. So I wanted to make the most of it. And I wanted to give it, I wanted to give it to a 1-2 punch. And that is the ruck pairing of Marshall and Gawn. Because these guys at the moment, this is as much of a dig towards you as it is a pumping these boys up. Because Gawn is now easily the number one. Doesn't matter. He still did good. Still
he didn't do that well, did he?
He did well. Don't worry about him. Okay. Don't worry about him. I'm just talking about the matchup.
I'm worried about him.
You know these guys are now 1 and 2 for the season, ahead of the very talented Cherry at number 3. And Gawn, the hottest player in the game right now. We talked about putting salary cap on the mids, on the defenders. You can be playing the best card you have with this guy right now. If you've got a diamond, roll him out in the classic because he is just delivering time after time. And it does give you that flexibility with Marshall. You can still go salary cap on him and he's going to deliver if you don't have a higher Marshall. I know everyone seems to have a bronze Marshall. So you can roll that out too. So I'm just loving those two guys at the moment because I've been rolling with them for a long time. I thought Grundy would be troubling the scorers this year. He's not. You obviously are your big Tim English guy. He's been sort of in a bit of poor form. But yeah, it's just been nice and easy. So shout out those two guys who just make picking that every week very easy. So yeah, that is my stud award for the week.
Yeah, right. I thought it was start of the round, not start of the season, mate. Come on, what's
start of the round
in unfamiliar territory?
Hey, I wanted to give it to Maxi Gawn for just being reliable, and what I've done there is I've just added in
Gawn's him. Gawn is him. Let's get.
I just wanted to throw Marshall there as the 1-2 man. You got to pick two of them. Come on, pair them together.
Okay, well, Cal, let's move it along. Do you know what it's time for? It's time for our transfer market targets. We're looking at round 14. Cal, everyone wants to know, we're late into the season. We're just about over halfway now. We've got multi-competitions. You need as much depth as humanly possible for not only your club, but for all the squads that you're going to roll out in GameDay Squad. What we want to know, Cal, who are you targeting? What's a player you're looking on at the transfer market thinking this is a must grab because I need them for my squad, or maybe it's the dynasty outlook? I want to know.
Yeah, so I've actually got a few points for this one. I'll run you through a few things that I'm thinking through at the moment. Alrighty. And none of them are player-based at the moment, which is probably the less exciting part, but they're more sort of bigger picture strategy stuff. So number one, I'm still chasing bronze cards of players I don't have. So shockingly, I still don't have someone like a Duggan bronze. So there are specific players that, are good players. They're in your best 22 every week. But you should still be able to get your hands on, but I just can't at the moment. So I'm just constantly finding myself refreshing, looking for someone like him. So that's step one, still trying to get all the bronze, making those trades, being active. Number two, the transfer market, even with multi-comps, Tom, I don't know how you found it. I'm still finding that there's a lot of value in the platinum cards across the board. So I've still been shopping some of those platinums because I'm able to roll out some of the higher end ones in my classic competition. So like I said, I can deploy the Gorn, I can deploy the Flanders. There are some players that I can do that to and feel comfortable that I can still fit under the salary cap. And then also, of course, playing them in the challenger competition. And then obviously you're going to be really competitive with some of those, really good pods in the champion. So I'm still focusing on that because I'm getting really good value. And then the other thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to sell a few cards around the edges of people that I'm feeling aren't in my squads or I've got duplicates. Now's the time people are seeing the numbers on the transfer market. People are starting to buy a lot. So I'm trying to take advantage of that. For example, I sold 2 gold Joey Danahers over the weekend, both for I think 40 cents each because I have 4 of them. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just start selling them. Start getting those funds together because you said we're only halfway through the year, but I can smell some all-star packs and I don't want to miss out this year. I didn't actually get my hands on one last year because they went so quickly. And then I was going to, I don't know how you went. I had to buy my all-star a bit later on. So yeah, I'm going to start saving up some cash for that. So I'm excited about that, Tom. That is not a very traditional transfer market segment, but a little bit of a peek into what I'm thinking about doing with my squad at the moment.
Yeah, nice, man. Love it. And my All-Star, I think you remember I traded for both of mine, actually. My 2 original ones, and now I have a third. That doesn't seem like you'd be getting a start anytime soon, old Timmy English. Come on, mate. What are you doing to me? I got you. I want to deploy my All-Star. But, mate, let's talk about my transfer market. This week, I've got nothing amazing, but I've decided to go with the pod. Multi-comps are here. We discussed it. We need depth. The pod I'm looking at for people's squads is John Noble.
Oh, damn.
Sorry, I already spoiled it. I didn't realize you were going to get
you did.
That surely wouldn't have been it.
I was going to say Sam Flanders. Knowing how you play this, you go right down the middle. You're going to tell me Max Gorn or Flanders or Dacos. But no, go on. Noble's a good one. Noble's a good one. He wasn't on my radar. So go. Give me a good one.
96 fantasy point average per game, but his involvement's been really ramped up since round 8. Now, initially to start the season, John Noble couldn't even crack into Collingwood's best 22. He was sitting on the pine. He was looking for an opportunity to get in, but that opportunity did come. Of course, it's no secret, but Collingwood's season's been a little bit up and down, especially with injuries. So their lineup, their squad has changed from week in and week out. But something that seems to be setting in stone is John Noble's role coming out of that defence. Now, I love defender players, especially when they're getting their hands on the pill. He usually likes to sit in the defender pocket, when there's kick-ins being taken. So commonly, he is used little kick mark combo. He's not the king of it like Luke Ryan, but he does get a couple of them. And that's what you want from your pod defenders. You want someone who's going to get lots of opportunity to get the ball in their hands. And you know what he does do? He injects a lot of pace into the game. And you can tell that Collingwood are a better team when John Noble has his hands on the ball. So I thought he had a fantastic game today. His fantasy score wasn't amazing. He did crack the 100 mark, but it's someone that's going to be on the transfer market, quite cheap to trade for, quite cheap to purchase, and is a really good pod to put in your squad because he's going to get you that solid foundation of points. So don't think he's going to have those Luke Ryan, Jordan Clark performances, but I'll tell you what, he'll do a job in your defence, and he's a really, really cheap and good option for you. So that's my my little transfer market target of the round, Cal.
Yeah, he's an interesting one. He's obviously a little bit older. Has, like you said, I was just looking at his scores there. He's had 4 tons in his last 5 games. But you can, just for reference, you're saying get him cheap. You can pick up his silver for $1, his gold for $1.50. But only 1 platinum on the market at the moment for him. So you can't get one of them if you're in one of the higher competitions. But yeah, if you can't double, get yourself at least a bronze one. So you've got the option there. You never know, particularly if Dacos goes down, right? Yep. If Dacos misses time, you'd be all over that. So, no, I do like it. I was giving you a bit of stick before, but you've actually done well there.
Thanks. It's like a surprise. Like I never, I never come to this segment with anything good, but it's good to know I have your support with this one. I'm really feeling the heat this round. Like I lose one matchup and then now you're up and about again. Gosh, I can't say anything on this show anymore. It's all coming down, but
I think you're in a good place, mate.
yes, I am in a good place. Matchup matrix time, Cal. I did, or at least you hinted at before we started the show. It's going to be working a bit differently this week, so why don't you take it away? Let everyone know how we're going to roll.
Well, we're under a pair this week because I just absolutely nailed the Elliot Yeo pick. I couldn't come back here and deliver it again. So
actually,
we need to cool up.
You said Duggan as well, which you did not nail. So let's not forget about half the picture here.
Hey, I nailed the Yeo part. Doesn't mean I didn't also say played Duggan. I said played both. If you played Yeo, you listened to me, you would have been happy because, hey, let's be real, you probably would have played Duggan anyway. So yeah, you should have listened to me. Anyway, I'm taking that as a win.
Fair enough.
Like I said, this is going to have a new home now on Thursday night. So our Thursday night live show is going to be a bit more specific to the round that is coming up and a bit of a look at the different matchups there. So we thought that would be a little bit better timing to do that. So we're going to move that over. So we're still unsure. Tom, you're going to be away this Thursday for our live show. So we're still going to figure out exactly how that one's going to run this week. But that is going to be the natural home for it moving forward. So no matchup matrix this week, but tune in on Thursday for our live show and get the full spiel of what you need to be doing. And I'll tell you who the Elliot Yeo of next week will be.
Under repairs, he says. Well, I guess it'll all be repaired up, all stitched up by Thursday. So make sure you tune into the live show. Cal said, I won't be there, unfortunately. I will miss it. I'll miss it greatly. I love coming on Thursday night before footy. But anyway, mate, I'm sure you'll smash it. I'm sure you'll let everyone know what they need to be doing heading into the round. But Cal, it's time for you to take a quiz. Now, last week, you handed in a medical certificate signed by a doctor, signed by your parents. You got the excuse, you got the extension. But this week, I said no excuses. It doesn't matter whether, however you're feeling, you're coming here. I'm going to test you. And today's test will be marked out of 10. 2024 has been wild for some, but I'm going to quiz you on the players' fantasy averages for the season so far. So I want you to follow along at home and comment your results out of 10. So, sorry, student, hop in.
No, just for the record, your internet died. Medical, I was feeling absolutely fantastic. I was ready for school. I'd prepped all weekend. What are you doing?
No, I heard you were cheering. You're walking out of class. You're like, medical emergency. That's exactly what I needed. I get the extension, but no more extension. It's time to quiz. I'm going to give you player v player. You need to let me know which one averages more for 2024 so far. I want to see your hands. Hands in the air, please. No cheating. Hands in the air. Awesome. All righty. First pairing, Jack Steele, Josh Dunkley.
How close have you put these for me? How would you say before I start going through this, like across the board, are you stitching me up here? We're talking like a percent or like a point here. We're going 1 or 2 because I'm going to say Jack Steele.
It gets harder. It gets harder. So if you're struggling now, I have no hope for you later on.
No,
it's a difference, but
Jack Steele for me. Just I think he's a little bit more consistent.
All right, Dunkley with 123. That's the answer. So 0 from 1. We'll move on. Bontempelli or Treloar?
I want to say Treloar.
That is correct. You're 1 and 2. Treloar with 126. Again, having that smoky, quiet season. I know Bont's had those big scores, but Treloar's just been consistent.
I was picking between the two of them last week, and I remember looking at this specifically, and Treloar had him, and obviously Bont had a huge week, and I ended up splitting it. I played Bont in my Classic, and then I think in the Challenger I played Treloar, so that one's fresh in my mind.
Nice. Excellent. Well, hopefully some of these other players are going to be fresh in your mind. Let's go Nick Dacos and Errol Goulden.
Oh, Goulden.
Errol Goulden with 132. That is 2 from 3. That's actually excluding today. So with today's results, it'll actually be
even better,
a bigger margin. But it was about 6 or 7 points, which I was very surprised when I looked at the.
Yeah,
the
you got to
margin, because
remember,
I think
Dacos had
has been fantastic.
He has been. He had those 3 quiet weeks, I think, and don't think Goulden's had 3 in a row. He's had, I think Goulden's first round was quiet, and then outside of opening round, I think he's been above 100 every week. Or over 20 kicks, you went over that. So I was listening. I don't know if that was in your class segment, but I was listening when you were talking about how he's a lot
my
for 20
student
kicks.
is listening. I like to hear it. 2 from 3 so far. You're passing. This is all I want from my student. I just want you to pass.
3 from 4.
Just to know I've been doing good work.
Is that 3 from 4?
Is it 3?
I don't know how many you asked.
Let's not try to cheat
myself
now.
extra,
It's 2 from 3. All right. Yeah. Nick Martin or Zach Merritt?
Oh, Zach Merritt.
Nick Martin with 130, which I, again, astounded. Just consistency.
Close? Surely.
I think it's 3 points. Let's split the diff.
Right.
Alrighty.
It's close.
What does
That
that
is very
make us?
close.
That makes us 2 from 4 now.
500 team. If I'm in the East,
Next.
I'm in the playoffs.
Yep. Alrighty, next one here. I'm going to reuse a player, but I'm going to add a new player with it. Josh Dunkley or Jordan Dawson?
I think Jordan Dawson.
You would be correct. Jordan Dawson has a higher average, and it's by nearly 8 points, 129 for the season so far.
Jordy Dawson's been special.
What's that? 3 from 5.
I was infamously skeptical, famously skeptical, whichever side you're on, if you're on my side or Tom's side, heading into opening round show, and I told you I didn't think Jordan Dawson was a top 6 midfielder. Yeah, got that one very wrong. He's looked terrific in a very poor side.
Yes. I think your actual wording was that Jordan Dawson is not worthy of an all-star card. And fortunately, you were wrong. Otherwise, I'd be in some more trouble than what I was for this round, because he helped me save what could have been a horrible round with a great score this one. So I was lucky in that sense. You ready for this next one?
Yeah, hit me.
Luke Ryan or Dane Zorko?
Zorko. Oh, no, I want to
Luke
say that's
Ryan
wrong.
has him by 2 fantasy points, 136. Is that not insane for how good of a season Zorko's been having?
Because Zorko was leading it. He was second only to Gorn up until he had the quiet week. No, you can listen back to the audio. I almost changed my mind, but you just got in just before I did. So that's all right. I'm going good. I don't need it. Still 500 team.
You're on 50%. Still 50%. 3 from 6. All righty, we've got 4 more questions, so you at least need to get 2 of the 4, and you pass my quiz, Cal. Lockie Whitfield or Chad Warner?
Lockie Whitfield.
Oh, Chad Warner with 121 fantasy points. Whitfield has 119 for the year, so very close, but Warner actually has him. Yeah, so that would officially make you negative, and as of right now, you are going to fail my quiz. But you have 3 more chances of redemption, and I know you'll get this.
Looking at Warner's last 3 weeks, 138, 138, 125. Yeah. He's been in good form, Chatty Warner. I don't know if I'd be comfortable rolling him out of my classic side. I don't know. I'm keen to get your thoughts on if you're at that point where you're starting to think. But nah, I always roll with Goulden. I don't know if I'd be bold enough to throw in Chatty in there as well. He was good the other night.
Nah. Honestly, it's funny because Warner's having a career season. It almost seems like he couldn't be playing better. But just the unfortunate reality is that his game isn't as fantasy friendly as like a Goulden, as a Dawson, as some of the better mids that we have. So it's just one of those.
He relies on his goal
in real life
to get points.
Correct. Exactly.
if he's not kicking him, it's a bit almost like track. Track's really good in that sense, where he's very damaging and will score goals. But yeah, no, he is good. He's part of a very good midfield there. Shout out Rowbottom being part of it. I saw a photo. I don't know if I sent it to you. There was like is this the best midfield in the competition? And it had Goulden, Heaney, and Warner. And then in the background, in between them, you could see Rowbottom like walking. They're obviously walking off the ground together. And Rowbottom's in the background. And I'm like, oh, the poor man.
Yeah,
he's just there doing all the dirty work for the boys. So anyway, I still love you, Rowbottom.
All right, okay. You need to lock in here. You need to lock in, right? We need two.
Get distracted by Rowie.
You're getting distracted, and it's a good band to be distracted by, don't get me wrong. But I'm going to go with Tim English or Toby Nankervis.
You're not going to stitch you up because I was just looking at this before when I was doing my rankings. I think English is 4. So, yeah, English.
Tim English does have a higher average. 116. That officially puts you back at 4 and 7.
4 and 7? 4 and 8?
Or 4 and 8. 4 and 8. Apologies.
Jeez, there's a write that in the report card. Was honest.
Hey, I corrected myself as well. It's okay. I got it. Next one, Cal. I'm going to go Zach Fisher or Alex Sexton. 2 of my transfer market targets for the season.
Does this include Sexton's score? Does this include Sexton's score on the weekend? Yeah, I'm going Sexton.
Score. Yeah, it includes.
I'm going Sexton.
What makes you think that, by the way? Just because of one score?
I'm on the fence.
Fair enough as well, but okay.
I reckon
on the fence.
I'll tell you after I answer my last question. I don't want to give it away. I don't want you calling it audible.
But it's by a point.
Yes.
It's by a point.
Yes.
He does that.
So I finished at 500. Fantastic.
But this is the last one. See if you can have this one. See if you can go over. Because that'd be great. It'd be great to finish the quiz. Tom Green or Bailey Dale?
Bailey Dale.
And surprisingly, I've roasted him in my segment today. That is absolutely correct. 6 from 10, Cal. 60%. Well done. Well done on my quiz.
Oh, no. Awesome. I have been paying attention. Who would have thought we recorded at 7 o'clock every Monday morning? You're waffling on, and I still listen to you. So there you go. We normally don't even have our coffees by that point. I've been paying attention. I'll give you my hint. I thought maybe you'd done this last week because obviously we were meant to, right? And I'm like, I don't reckon you would have changed too many of the rankings. So there's a few there that I would just like, I reckon they were close last week. So like the Sexton one, I'm like, listen, I reckon they would have been like that last week. And I know Sexton was higher than Fisher, so I'm going Sexton. That was my thinking behind it. But yeah, love it.
Nice, man. Well, I'll tell you what, your thinking was absolutely wrong because I wrote a completely new list to make it fair for this round because there was a lot of changes with mine. But that's funny you thought like that. And hey, you know what? There's a method to the madness, and the madness was correct on this one. But that wraps us up. Another episode of the GameDay Squad Aussie Rules Show, of course, brought to you by GameDay Squad, mate. That's round 14 in the books. Cal, you're going to be doing a live stream on Thursday. You're going to be previewing the round, doing a matchup matrix, letting everyone know where they should be looking in regards to matchups and how to set the winning squad. So, mate, that'll be us for this round. Everyone, make sure you're there at the live stream. Comment how you went in the quiz down below. Did you beat Cal with 6 to 10? That's what I want to know. Smash the like on the video.
Hang on, before we get there, I know you're getting everyone. Still give the likes. Still subscribe if you are enjoying it. No show on a Thursday this week because there's no game on the Thursday. So there is only 6 games of footy this week, which means depth is important. So it is good a one for you to miss, Tom. Ooh. There you go. I've called an audible inside the audible. So we're not going to have it on the Thursday because it's going to be the Friday and we won't be able to do that. So we'll be back next Sunday live. Going through, still figuring out, make sure you are pinned to all the socials because we're going to be doing something pretty cool like we said there. Potentially there could be a bit of engagement depending on what platforms we are and what we're in. So yeah, hopefully everyone gets around that and enjoys it and let us know if there is something you want us looking into when we do our content.
Absolutely. Reach out in the Discord if you have any questions for the upcoming round or maybe something you want to know because we can maybe get back to you there. But that'll be it for us. We'll catch all your legends in the next one. Peace out, everyone.